you for coming in. So, I trust that you saw that we're looking for a caretaker of sorts. I have a rather large cave and it does get lonely and it's hard to maintain, so looking for someone who has maybe just a little bit of experience, but it's not entirely necessary to help take care of everything here. So you're one of the ones that I had picked, so I'd just like to do a little interview with you, and I'd like to jot down some notes. Okay. So don't mind me as I take down some notes here. Okay. So, I guess first things first. Could you tell me how to spell your name? Oh yes, it's there. It's every once in a while that stuff I get is spelled wrong, so I always like to double check. Okay. Alright. And what was the last place that you did caretaking? Okay. And how long was that for? Okay. And how'd you find the advertisement? Did you find it on a paper? Did you find it online? Did you find one of the travelers that are out and about? Okay. Oh yeah, it's always good to try and keep track of what works and what doesn't. Okay, and so tell me about some experience that you have. Have you had any experience any experience working as a caretaker for a dragon? Okay, so pretty new to it. Okay, nope, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being new. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any problems with water, using it, those kind of things? And the medicine that I make, I'm usually using a lot of water, and I know some creatures don't like water. They don't like messing with it, even having to be around it. So I just want to make sure that that's not something that we need to worry about. Okay, not too bad. Okay. What about, do you have any allergies? Any particular allergies? No, more, not the standard allergies, but anything specific to like flowering hemlock, some of those kinds of things. Because I use a lot of herbs in what I do, and so if it triggers some of a allergic response to you, that's something I definitely need to know, because we certainly want to keep everyone safe when we're doing some of these things. Okay. So you have to excuse me. I'm afraid I do have some allergies. As dragons, we don't seem to get sick very often. We seem to have a natural resistance to disease, but unfortunately, not to allergies. It's a big cosmic joke. It's hard to get a dragon sick, but a lot of us have seasonal allergies. But you have allergies too? Yeah, it's very common. I've even seen some people and have specific winter allergies that really get flared up in the fall. Luckily for me, being an ice dragon, I don't have too much trouble when it comes to the autumn or winter type allergies, but I am not a fan of the spring, and that's when my allergies really kick in. So have you ever done any kind of medical work before? Anything like that? Okay. So the reason is because some of the instruments that I use can be kind of sharp. No, not these. Although I've been known to use them on occasion, but not often. Not often. We are in a civilized society, after all. You know what they say, keep your claws to yourself. But some of the instruments that I use are very, very, very sharp, and so I definitely have to show you how to clean them without getting injured yourself. Because it's always nice to have continued business, but I would rather it not be me training my den keeper, I guess is the best way to call that. Best way to describe that, a den keeper. Now, humans like to use the name housekeeper, but since this is kind of in the mountain a little bit, since we're kind of carved into the side, I think calling it a den is sounds a little bit nicer anyway. And how do you handle the cold? Are you okay with being a little bit chilled? Do you have any kind of adverse effects to being cold? Now, with being an ice dragon, I tend to keep things a little bit on the cooler side. No, not too bad. Okay. Oh no, you'll have your room and board will be taken care of. I've had some other individuals help me carve a second little plot next to the den. A little bit smaller, but that'll be your area. I'll have access to um, all the food, those kind of things. We do have a well, and you can draw water from. Your area will have all the normal amenities that you would find in a traditional inn or something like that. And no, you'll be paid also. And how would you like to be paid? Do you want to be paid in gold? I do have a vast store of gold that you can be paid from. However, walking around carrying gold may not be the smartest decision. Probably be a little bit safer to carry around silver. That's my preferred way to pay. Just keeps everyone safe. Everyone starts looking when a lot of gold starts getting moved around. So silver tends to be good. Would you be okay being paid in silver? Just little silver coins. I'd say probably maybe about 30 grams a piece. Yes, enough to buy, I'd say about the standard 5 loaves of bread. You know, 1 silver piece is enough for those. And I'm sure you can tell by the questions that I'm asking that I decided to go with you. No, I get a good connection from you, so I feel that that you would be a really good fit for this. Apologize, you can probably hear I've got a little extra squeaky bird hanging around, but we are getting into spring. May not feel like it right now, but we are getting there. So the birds are starting to come back, and this is a popular spot. I'm not the only creature that has discovered that it's a good place to settle down. So yeah, we have all kinds of animals that are around here. We have some wolves that will den in around outside. The birds, of course. They don't tend to give us any trouble. They did when I had first come in here, but well, they've settled down quite a bit. So they're not too much of an issue anymore. Luckily, they've gotten used to our presence, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are a little confused by you at first, but they'll settle down, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. The other thing that I have to bring up, which never like talking about, but we have to discuss, is thieves. So, do you have any fighting experience, whether natural, like if you have any fighting experience? No, nothing like that. Not necessarily wartime. Like if a thief was to break in, would you be able to defend yourself? Okay, so I'd like to ask if you have any questions for me. That's a good one. How often do you get paid? Well, honestly, we can pay you any way you'd like. If you'd like to be paid a daily wage, we can do that. If we want to be paid each week, every couple of weeks, it's whatever you would like. Okay. Oh yeah, we can do that. That's absolutely no problem. No problem at all. Just gonna make sure I take a note of that so I don't forget. Oh yes, I have different creatures that I have wandering around. This is one of them, so you might hear this one snorting around every once in a while. Oh no, he's nothing to worry about. Just don't be left alone in a room with him, because he tends to freak out a little bit. He prefers only just a couple of individuals. He's a great guard dog. So if you hear him start to freak out, then something's going on that needs to be investigated. Do you have any dietary restrictions? Do you? Well, I'm one that I don't eat meat, so there's not any meat in this. There's not any meat in the den, unless there's something very specific that you would like. Every once in a while, I will bring in some fresh fish. That's extremely rare. Because I tend to like. Let's see. What is the normal human term for it? What is it? Hold on. I'm still learning some of the human stuff. I know I jotted it. I have it down in here somewhere. What's that? Yes, sushi. That's it. Write this in. Oh, I try to have a peaceful relationship with the humans. Unfortunately, us dragons that sequester ourselves in a den in the side of a mountain don't tend to have they don't have the best reputation. And, so I'm trying to change that. 'Cause we don't. I'm not a fighter. I don't like to fight unless I absolutely have to. Yes, I do a lot of painting. Yeah, I have a little area that I have set aside, and it's just for doing art stuff. Yeah. Oh, painting has always been a very nice outlet for me. And is there anything that specifically artistic-wise that you like to do? Okay. That's very interesting. Wow, you're one of the first people that I've ever found that actually have gotten into that. I've tried doing those kind of things before, but it's just not my thing, I guess. So I just stick to what I enjoy. I like to paint, so I like to stick to that. Oh yes, you can always have family over. You know, I have there's some different celebrations that I don't have a lot of family. I don't have a lot of people that I'm close to, but always looking for a reason to invite people over. So yes, if you have family that you would like to bring over one night for your family to come over, it gives me a reason to cook. I don't do much cooking because it's just me. But there's a lot of people. I'll have to break out some of the good recipes, even if a lot of them contain meat. But that's okay. My enjoyment comes from providing something like that to someone else. That's where I really get my enjoyment. Oh, well, you see, the secret is that when I cook stuff, I use cold fire. Being an ice dragon, that's what I have, is I have the cold fire. And people really like their, humans especially, really like their meat cooked over an open flame. But if you want to try something completely different, have an ice dragon use their ice cold flame on something like that. Oh, it doesn't freeze per se. The fire burns, but in a different way. It's something that's very difficult to explain. I'm afraid it'll take someone more intelligent than I to explain it. All I do is I find out interesting ways of how to use it. Oh yes, yes, I have all kinds of recipes. Oh yeah, anything that you can think of that you would cook over a barbecue or something like that. Oh yes, yes, the guy that runs the cafe place. So now the reason why, now you have to keep this quiet though, because the reason why he gets so many customers over there, specifically for his Blue Fire variety of coffee beans, who do you think roasts them? I do. And how do you think I roast them? With a cold fire. Yes, he goes to all of these places, finds all of these different extravagant coffee beans, and he brings them to me, and then I roast them for him. And he can make a incredible cup of coffee. He's taught me how to do a cold brew for an ice dragon. That's my favorite way to drink coffee, is an ice or a cold brew. That's my favorite way to drink coffee, is in those cold brews. But you go to a merchant in town and whew, they are expensive. They don't even let you pick the size. They just give you whatever you're going to get. And, oh yes, I always have some of that coffee on hand. And you're more than welcome to it. If you'd like, absolutely. Sure, yeah. After this I can go and get some, I can go and make some for you. I have some decaf, but most of my stuff is caffeinated. Actually, fun fact, all decaffeinated coffee has caffeine in it. It's just a very minuscule amount. That's interesting. Just a little fun fact. You'll see me do a lot of writing. I like writing down a lot of notes and those things. You know, I can only keep so much information stored up here. So these are nice little extra things to help open up the storage in your head. And as you see, I love books, and I love learning. I love learning about different things, and you're an interesting creature that I haven't had much exposure to. So it's going to be fun to learn about your culture. It's definitely something that I would like to learn more about. And maybe at the same time we can maybe frame dragons in a little bit more positive light. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just writing out a little contract, just that, you know, basic stuff that you're not going to steal from me and those kind of things, which I would never think of you to do anyway, but you know how it is if you don't put it down. Well, you know, in that coffee shop, they have to have on there, they have to have a sign that says that hot coffee will be served hot, use caution. You know why that starts? It's because someone has made an issue of it, trying to get some money. making some little final touches here. Yeah, my penmanship unfortunately isn't all that good, as you see. These pens weren't made for claws. Actually, I have to have this one specially made because I tend to snap and cut through the other ones. What's that? Medical? Well, I'll be taking care of all your medical needs, and if it's something that I can't take care of, then I will get someone in here who can. No, I'm not a master physician or anything like that. I just know some natural remedies that and some knowledge I try to pass on to other people if they're inclined to learn it. Because unfortunately, it's an art that's dying out, some of the natural stuff. So it's something that I try to keep alive, because I fear that if we don't all work together to keep it alive, it's going to go extinct like so many other things. So much of the old world knowledge has been destroyed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to you right here. I'm going to give you the pen right here. And you can go ahead and just take a quick look over that. As long as it looks good, you can sign it. Okay. All right. Well, that looks good. So I'm really looking forward to having you here and helping. It's going to be such a wonderful help. And if there's anything I can do with helping move or anything like that, I do have. There's a few people that I know that would definitely come and help, and I look forward to seeing you more. But since it's getting late, feel free to go ahead and just rest. Here's your key, and so and yes, that's the only key. And you have locks on the inside, so you have all the privacy that you want. And I'm glad to see you. And I hope this little interview process wasn't too painful for you. And I'll see you in the morning. All right. Bye, guys.